Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I got a word to bring to you guys this evening. God was just dealing with me, and He has been dealing with me in this past couple of weeks. Just basically solely off of forgiveness. Literally, I have held things, and just held things, and I've been holding these things in the core of my heart to the point where these things has caused me to stop speaking, stop being transparent with people in relationships. It has caused me to go in my shell and hide from the world. And as I'm hiding, I feel like I'm protecting myself and I'm doing myself a favor. But what I'm doing is I'm hiding my feelings. I'm hiding the way I feel. I'm closing myself up. And it's not therapeutic. It hasn't been therapeutic at all. So what's happening now, I'm having, what does he call it? I'm having disruptions, or abruption of feelings just sporadically just come out, as I am trying to get closer to God and trying to get closer to Jesus and allowing Jesus to cleanse me. I'm starting to feel things that have been buried come out, and these things happened many, many years ago, but that's what happens when you hold these things in. You don't allow these things to, happen. You address what happens and you just kind of let it out and let it go. But if you just keep these things in, they just start piling up. And it's going to take some digging to kind of get those things out, especially if it's been years, it's been decades that you haven't allowed yourself to let yourself go through those emotions and let them go, So that's where I find myself at right now. I find myself hurting from things, or just kind of dealing with pain that I haven't dealt with when it initially happened. So, and God has been dealing with me on that, on forgiveness. It's been one of the biggest things that He's been, reminding me of, and giving me a mindset and a heart to kind of forgive and to open up. And I see as God is doing this to me, I've been opening up and I've been vulnerable, but I've also been a little, traumatized. You know what they say? You can physically abuse somebody and that abuse would kind of go away. But when you mentally or emotionally abuse someone, those things can take so much time to disappear. So much time to kind of just let go. Because these things are it's like your soul remembering the way you actually feel in different, experiences. So it's harder to kind of get your soul detached from certain feelings and situations because your soul remembers those things. And it's if you don't address those things with people, if you don't address those things with yourself first and foremost, because sometimes it's just you holding yourself back. Maybe you had a conversation with someone, maybe maybe that person forgave you, about a certain situation, but you're the one that hasn't. So now you find yourself have to revisit situations, you know, to kind of make sure that your heart is okay, you know. And as I'm sitting here and I'm allowing God to allow him to convict my soul, my spirit, he told me, all right, y'all, my heart is so thick. It's like I feel the pain in the middle of my heart. And that's where it's at, and I just need it all. But God was talking to me right now as I'm just sitting on the bed, and he's like, go ahead and do a video. Let the people see your heart. And as I'm sitting on the bed, he's talking to me. He's like, Lakana, your unforgiveness is delaying. It's delaying what I have for you. And I'm like, God, I'm trying to let these things go. And it's going to be a process. I see. And, you know, one of the things that I've been doing to kind of allow God to cleanse my heart and allow God to work with me in my heart. You know, I've been crying out to God. I've been crying out to Jesus. I've been going to church more, which is so thankful because I finally found, you know, someone I can go to church with, a church where I feel safe at. And I'm able to kind of leave it all at the altar of God at church and just allow the anointing and the amplified power of God from the body members of Christ in the building to kind of just resonate over me and allow the pain to come out. So I'm open and I'm opening back up, and I'm allowing God to do the work that he needs to do in my life again, and I'm trusting him with my life again. And I say that because I feel like certain people that came in my life as I was walking with God hurt me, you know. So when that happened, it kind of caught me to kind of run away from God. And this was years ago, and I realized like I was taking some of these things out on God, and I was just like, God, you allowed these things to happen to me. So I ran for the church. But now I'm running to God because I know that only he can heal these pains and these wounds, and only he can take care of me. You know, the good thing about it is that I've always been a woman after the Lord's heart. Like, my heart has always stayed with God. You know, no matter what I've been through in life, like, I won't leave God. You know, I might stray away, but I take him as I stray, you know. But yes, he was telling me, like, Lakana, this is what's causing you to have a delay in certain areas in your life, because you have to hold things in to the point where I can't give you the things that I have for you right now because it's going to be ruined. So I need you to cleanse. I need you to do a deep cleanse. I need you to do a purge. And I'm telling God, like, I've been asking God, please remove the things that is in me. It's not like you, because I do not want to be hindered from my blessings. I do not want to be stripped from the things that God has for me, you know, or delayed. You know, that's my main thing. So I've been doing the work. And that's what it's going to call for us to do this work, because this work, it calls you to confront it. You have to call out these things. You have to address these things. You got to journal about it. You got to talk to God about it. You got to cry about it. You got to surrender it. You know, all these things that has happened to you that cause you pain. And you have to give it back to Jesus. And you have to be open again. You got to be humble again. You got to love again. You got to deal with people again. So it's like, okay, God, as you take me through this journey, I trust you, you know. And you just got to continue to say, God, I trust you. Because no matter what, everything that happens, it happens for a reason. And it's for God's plan for you. You know, no matter how much pain you feel, no matter how much you feel like, geez, God, it don't matter where I go, it don't matter what situation I am with people, it just feels like it's something that they just can't get. You know, they just can't see appreciate my heart, so why should I open up? Why should I trust again, God? Why should I love these people? You try to like make sense of it that way, but God doesn't call us to be like that. God calls us to be harmless and gentle and above all loving. That's who he calls us to be. So it's like, if God went through it, or Jesus, let's clarify this. If Jesus went it, let's pinpoint who did it. Like, Jesus went through ridicule. He was ridiculed. He was humiliated. He was humiliated. Oh my goodness, now I can't talk. And that's another thing with pain. Like, it will cause you to kind of like regress in a little bit. Like, it feels like sometimes I'm a little bit set back a little bit because I'm like stuck in pain in certain areas of my life, and I can't be as transparent and as illuminated as I want to, like when you're stuck in pain, it pulls you down. Literally, you cannot be the highest of yourself. And that's why I just want to let go of all these things. So whatever it takes for me to get all this out, it's something that I'm willing to do, because there is something greater and bigger that God has on my life. And I cannot take how I am now to those higher heights. Like, higher level calls for a higher definition of yourself, a higher understanding of yourself, a higher thinking, a higher set of behaviors. Like, you have to be a totally different person in different levels as you ascend higher and higher and higher. So as God is sending me higher, he's doing the work, and I'm thankful that he's doing the work in me, because I don't want to be weighed down with the things that happened in the past, something I can't even change. That's how I see people get stuck in past, like lifestyles and past situations, past pain. I see people get caught up in drug addictions because of the pain they haven't faced and they haven't dealt with. I see people, go to prison, come out of prison, and they still acting in like the last century from when they went in, because they wasn't able to fully grow and develop because they were in some type of a toxic confinement camp and they didn't liberate themselves. They kind of just got more into negative situations and negative altercations with people. So they just super held back and delayed. So I'm like, God, I just need these things out. I need it out. Because as he's pouring it out, I'm getting a lot of release, you guys. I'm getting a lot of release because it's doing something therapeutic to me, to my body, to my soul, to my mind. And my life is about to be made new. As this song is playing, it's definitely something that God has bring up in my spirit. Like, he's making me new. He's making me new. And the beautiful thing about God is, like, you can go through various things with him. And it's all for the benefit of you, to build you up, to make you stronger, to be fulfilled in your identity of who he made you to be. So it's like, as you're going through these different things, you start to understand, like, God, this is something that you have ordained for my life. And you start to, take these things less personal. Like, I went through it. Yeah, someone caused me pain. But yeah, God allowed these things to happen for a reason for me. So it starts to lift some burden up off your shoulders, and you start to put it in perspective of it being beneficial for you, you know. And when you think of it that way, you understand that this is the beginning of your life, not the end. And that you have all these beautiful scars that will allow you to be so enriched in yourself, so enriched with other people, because you're going to bring value to wherever you go, in whatever situation you're in, because when you are the most wounded, you are the most evolved, and you are the one who knows how to treat individuals, because you've been hurt from all different type of aspects of relationships, whether that was family, mother, brother, sister, father, mate, co-workers. You've been there, done that. And because you've been there, done that, and you overcome it, you have so much to bring to people, because this world is not about money. A lot of people want to boast and pick up. A lot of people want to boast in money and finances, but this world is about people. This world is about people and how you make people feel, and how you add to people, and what light you bring to people, and what hope and motivation you can bring to people. People are so important. People are so important. And the more and more we want to say chase the bag, and instead of like chasing the people that you need in life, you know, that's why you can see the most poorest people, but with family, be the most happiest. And then you can see the most richest people with money and be the most depressed. It's the life you live. It's the heart that you have. It's the blood that's in your veins that makes you valuable, that makes you somebody. It's the destiny that God has had in your life and marked on your life that makes you indisposable. It's the gift that you give by just merely being in someone's presence. You know, energy, conversation, feeling valuable, feeling important, those are worth so much more riches nowadays than money. Worth way more than riches than money. I'm telling you, people are not buying all that money making, chase the bag, I'm bad, all that other superficial stuff. It's the things of the past. And people are searching after peace, truth, love, true love. True love. So I'm just building with God, and I'm just thankful that He's still looking down on me, and He's still ready to use me, and He's still cleansing me up. And these wounds are so deep that sometimes I can't even express how I feel, you guys. Like, these things has hit me to the core of my soul, the depth of my soul. But I thank God through it all. I thank Him through it all. I think it's about time, but you know, I did notice some things that was happening to me as I'm in these certain situations, like situations at church, because I had church hurt before. So me going into that environment of church, I've seen myself shaking. I'm literally like shaking, can't sit still, like not can't sit still to the point where I'm just a nervous wreck, but like I'm like shaking, because it's that it's like an effect. It's like an after effect that triggers my body, letting me know that I'm in a church setting, like someone's gonna hurt you here, or somebody's like, my body recognizes it, and I'm just like shaking my legs and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I even see myself like sitting next to my, I call her my sister in Christ. I see myself sitting next to her, and then we're hugging and we're praying, and I'm breaking down crying, and that made me, you know, show her love more. But then, you know, when those tears dried up, or that moment's off, I even still felt a little bit, a trailing of resistance, you know. because you just feel some type of way about like how people may respond to you, or just being through certain situations with people. You just like, you still have that underlying idea floating in the background, like, is this person gonna hurt me? Or I have to be conscious. It's what this person is thinking. I find myself trying to read people's thoughts and stuff like that. But with God, you can't do that. You literally just gotta trust him. You gotta trust that he's bringing good people this time around for you. And you gotta trust that, God, this time it's gonna be the best season in my life. And that's what God's been telling me. Like, this is the time to rejoice. Like, you have been through a life you can't overcame so much, but you haven't let those things go, and it's stopping you for so much more that I have for you. Let it go, Lakana. Let it go today. Get your deliverance today. Get your forgiveness today. Lay it all at the table. Don't hold back anything. Be free. Be humble. Be vulnerable. So I'm just really right there at that place where, Lord, I'm ready for everything you got for me. And I've been telling him, and I'm going to continue to tell him, Lord, take everything out of my life that doesn't belong here out. I want it out. Every pain, every heartache, every situation that I'm holding on to, let it come out. Lord, let it just fall out of my soul. Lord, and let your spirit just overflow me, oh God. I had a vision one day. I'm waking up, maybe like a week or two ago, and I'm waking up and I had a vision of a vessel. And this vessel was like overflowing in oil. And I was like, oh my God, that's a blessing. God said it's an overflow season. Like, this is going to be, he already told me, rejoice, Lakana. So these things is happening. But as they happen, God is doing something right now in the process. He said, there's something I have for you to do here that I need you to get done before I take you there. And I'm just like, yes, Lord. What do you want me to do here? What do I need to work on here? Show me myself here so I can get to there. Because God doesn't work in no messy order. I'm telling y'all right now, God will not work for y'all in no messy order. You guys have to get it done here. Get what you need done here, right here. Whatever you face in front of you, face it. Face it. Face it and let God help you face it. And don't give up on yourself. And don't run from yourself, but face yourself. And whatever comes with it, whether it's pain and sorrowness, maybe it's anger, maybe you feel hold back, address those things so that you can get to what you need to be in God, in Christ. Because there is so much he has. God has made me so many promises, guys. So many. So many. And I'm definitely depending on my promises. But I know that there's something that I have to do right here. And I'm not going ahead of God. I don't refuse to go ahead of God. Just like Sarah, how Sarah went ahead of God after God gave her a promise, like, you're going to have your baby. She went ahead of God. Here we go with another woman going ahead of God, taking the step forward, telling your husband to go get your wife, get your concubine or your servant, and having her to have a baby by her. And then the situation gets messy. I just don't want to go through that. I've been through enough of mess in my life. I don't want to create no one of my own. I don't. I rather just God, just lead it. Do what you need to do. I'm not in a rush, God. I want to be properly prepared and placed in you. Properly prepared and placed in you, through you, and where you want me to be at. That's where I want to be. So I encourage you guys to go ahead. Get to your knees, you guys. It's going to take you guys to really, really, really do some internal work. Look inside of yourselves. Figure out what's been holding you back. Because I felt something literally holding me back. I felt something that didn't want to let go of me. And as I'm sitting down in service through this conference that I went to called Her Voice Movement, Wounded Wounds, there was something that was just like, did not want me to get my breakthrough. And it was just it was like shut up inside my stomach and my bones, like to the point where I was just like, what is this? I had to address the elephant in the room. Like, I'm no longer sitting around acting like I'm okay. I'm not okay. No, I'm holding something back. I'm holding things back. I am doing that to myself, literally. And oh my God, as I'm saying this right now, this is exactly what was happening to me in my life. Like, I was holding back my job. I'm holding back my checks, my incomes. Like, wow. Guys, this just hit me. Oh my God. I've been holding back my income. From the attitudes, from the unforgiveness, from me not wanting to let things go, from this ego of feeling like, God, I don't owe nobody no apologies. I don't owe nobody anything. I didn't cause nobody hurt or pain. They did this to me. They did that to me. He did this for me. He did that for me. How many times that I'm going to get hurt by people? I don't owe nobody anything. They need to get to me. Like, this is the type of attitude that I want to go about having. No way. No way, God. No way. Continue to show me myself. Continue to deal with me. Continue to clean me and my insides out. You know, there's so many blessings that people, know that they're going to get because there are promises that God has already intended for them to have. But I'm telling you guys right now, if y'all don't get your life right, if y'all don't start to do the work, those blessings can be delayed. Take it from me. There has been some delaying in my blessings. There has been delayed in my speech. So, let alone my blessings. I have to become. That's why I've been going to these conferences in church, because I got to get around other believers who's going to sharpen me. I got to get sharp in this season. This is the season to heal, to let go, and to get sharp. Because of the position that I'm going to next, eyes have not seen. My mind hasn't even imagined it. God said He can do abundantly things that we can't even fathom and we can't even think. That's something that we can look forward to. I'm looking forward for the things that I can't even think of, but God's making it happen in my life. Those are big blessings. Those are big miracles. I'm looking for a 360 transition in my life. And for me to be able to get the 360 transition in my life, I have to do the work. And for me to be able to get the miracle, I have to do the work. God is going to do something big in this season. I heard people saying that God is going to birth greatness. And I remember been feeling like in the spirit, like I was giving birth, or not giving birth, but in spirit, I felt like I was pregnant. I was pregnant. But right now I'm going through labor pains. And in a minute, it's about to come to the point where I'm going to give birth to this greater version of my life. My God. And I call that for everybody else too. And the reason why I'm making this video, because it's like, if you guys want to get on this train that God is doing right now, and you want this season to be your season, make up your mind today and tell God today, Lord, work on these things that was within me. Show me myself, God. I've been saying that. And I mean that. Show me myself, God. Because there's things in ourselves that we don't even know that's there. God knows the hidden parts of our heart. So we need to get with God. We need to get with our deliverer. You need to get with our Savior. Like God, the one who knows all things. Like God, please show me these things. Allow me to be able to be aware of these things so I can work on these things. Stop trying to feel like you're going to be living big, but you're in mediocrity. You're living in mediocrity, but you're not even thinking the way that God would like you to think towards yourself. But you're thinking you're going to get to something big. You have to do the work. I promise you, you're going to be sitting there. And next thing you do, you look up, you might not even have everything that was promised to you. Because you haven't decided to say, okay, today I'm going to do the work. Today I'm going to start where I'm at. And I'm going to use everything within me and with everything that God has given me. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use it to my advantage. And I'm going to give it all I got. I'm not just going to give it all I got. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be impactful. I'm going to be prayed up. I'm going to ask God for forgiveness. I'm going to ask God to show me the things that are hitting. I want to be transparent in this season to the point where I am a whole different another woman. When people see me and they talk to me and they from my past, they'll know that that is not the kind that I once knew. She's a different woman. Powerful. I want a powerful blessing to come over my life. You know, guys, my legs just went all the way to sleep, and I feel like this is so numb right now. I'm sorry. But I love you guys. I just wanted to share because someone may be going through the same things right now. They just need those words. Y'all keep praying. Y'all keep asking God to show yourselves, and y'all keep doing the work. God bless.